Take me home. Oh yeah, we got a box for the 4Runner. New freaking thing. Let's get into the box. I'll show you what it is. Well, actually the thumbnail already showed it, so we know it's a shade situation. Go ahead and bust into the box right here. This thing is pretty sweet, man. I'm excited to get this mounted up. Just looking at it, he thinks it looks good. This is what I was curious about at first. The mounts. This looks to be the mounts right here. So looks like we got 3 mounts. From what I can tell, they're steel and they have a good amount of holes on them. So we'll kind of have to figure out how this is gonna work. It is gusseted on the side. Weld looks okay. Not the greatest weld I've ever seen, for sure, but it's got proper penetration from what I can tell. And I would like to see some better welds on those bad boys. However, I don't think it'll be an issue. We'll top the top on this bad boy. What do we have here as well? We got a little situation. Okay, this looks to be, oh yeah. There's some lights that are on this thing. Jeez, it almost looks broken. Well, that's not great. I may have to figure that out. That might have got busted in shipping. We got some rope. We got a bunch of stainless steel hardware, carriage bolts, washers. Oh yeah, let's jump into this thing. See what it looks like out of the bag, huh? And that's just kind of how it's gonna hang off the side of the truck, I guess. Which is cool. Thing I am liking about the 550 cord that this came with, and yeah, it is a couple stakes. Orange. Orange is high vid. Orange is nice. My Max tracks are orange, and that new flag I put up there is orange. Safety first. I was recently out of the dunes, did not have one of those, picked one of those up the other day at the Honda store. So I thought that was cool. Threw it on there and it twists off real easy, so I'll pull that off once this thing gets on. Weatherproof, okay, it's got a good looking rail system on the backside of it. That is great. Right there is where the carriage bolts are gonna slip in, and we can adjust this easily and get it on top of the 4Runner, so that's cool. You can see it's got the Open Road logo on there. Pro Open Road. Oh yeah, I don't remember which side I ordered this for, or if there was a side, so we gotta figure that out. But we'll get those brackets installed. We'll get this thing up. We got those slider carriage bolts, which are gonna go on the back side of the actual tent itself, which those will go on the back side of the thing and kind of slide on it. These look like they're gonna work for the bracketry right here, and these brackets that are gonna slide on. This is kind of gonna require a roof rack of sorts. I'm running a Sherpa Prestone roof rack on my 4Runner. Absolutely love this guy. It's really awesome. On their website, basically how they're showing these mounts working is kind of like this, with the piece like this on the bottom and this sandwiching. Now, that doesn't really work for my rack setup. It'll kind of work for more of your factory rack, where it's just like rails, or rail setup, if you will. So like a stock 4Runner rack, or I think like a stock Jeep rack, that'll work. Sherpa rack obviously is very universal. You can do a lot of stuff because it's basically 80/20 extruded aluminum. Now, being that it is like that, we may have to do a little bit of modification. Ideally, what I'd like to see is this piece right here kind of mating up with this piece here. But then I was sort of looking at this and it's like, yeah, okay, this goes on the awning, but then you really don't have any up and down play. And with this, you have a lot of in and out. So I think there actually is a possibility that you could do one of two things. You could mount this on the rail on your roof rack here and slide it in and out. Or really, you might even be able to mount it like this. Use this to kind of get it where you need, and then you could have up and down adjustability of the top. Now, I don't think we're gonna do that at first because that's not how it's designed. It's designed to go like this. So we'll go ahead and figure out how I can mount this up. For winter time, I actually had this H-calorie kind of diesel heater set up. I could never get it to start up properly. I had some good ideas for this, but it just didn't get going for me. Got my little Morphlate beer koozie holder. This thing is freaking sweet, guys. I love it. Love it so much. Go anywhere. You can drive around with it, whatever. Freaking sweet, dude. Oh yeah, good magnets. Those are what my rack mount up to. I think I'm gonna throw them on that. Should be fine. I think I can get a couple of these guys in there. And then I think I need some longer hardware, so let's see what I got. This is kind of how I have it right now. I may put the bigger washers on right here, but honestly, I don't know if those washers will just go straight through the head, so I might need to get some bigger pan washers. Let me go see what I have. I do have quite an assortment of nuts and bolts. Come on down to Blake's hardware store where we should be able to hopefully find something. I'm hoping. I got a lot of stuff here. Where are my... The funny thing is, I don't have everything. I just have a lot. So that is a little bit better with the lock washer and that stainless hardware, so I'll probably do all of those. But let me move on to the other brackets. Once we get kind of all three installed, we'll go back to adjustment because I don't want to lock this down until I kind of have this thing in the right spot. 65 pounds, that's all I'm doing. Okay. Interesting. I'm gonna have to move that front mount back. Didn't really think about that till right now. This is kind of its cover, if you will. So you unzip, unzipping over. That looks good. Okay, unzip here. I assume this thing comes off, but actually I don't know. It's my first time trying this out. So this is where the swivel is. Right back here, that's where it hinges. It looks like we're gonna undo right here. It's pretty simple. Like that. Take these off. Pull it down. Okay. So now we can kind of spin this out, and I think we might hit my house. Crap. We're gonna have to move the truck forward. Got to figure out this area because eventually I do want to have. I want to have the hatch be able to be open. That's why I'm curious if it's gonna need any sort of adjusting. Like, that's not bad. Not bad. So. Needs to go higher. So I mean, like, putting them out a little bit higher on my car might be good. I can obviously open the trunk and everything, but it does slightly hit, which is kind of what I was worried about. So I'm gonna have to modify the mounts a little bit, which is totally fine. I kind of expected this. It's kind of how mounting one of these things kind of always works, in my opinion. So this is really cool actually, because it has these little lights you can plug in. You plug in that little harness right up here, and you have all these little LEDs. And then we have additional poles for stabilizing, which is great. It's just kind of untwist, twist up. Because I think we can kind of gain a little bit of height there as well. So this one, you know, there's a little bit of finagling, but that's all with setting stuff up. That's kind of how camp always sort of is. So we can kind of get that. I should have measured this beforehand, but obviously we got the mounts right here, but I need to get another mount basically right here. And you can see, well, my max tracks are in the way. So I can do one of two things. I can push my max tracks over, which I actually might do. Just kind of push them a little bit more inboard, and I might move my diesel container. Honestly, I could take this off right now because, well, I took my diesel heater off. So I might just do that, or I'm gonna move this possibly to the front up here, have my Mack tracks sideways, but yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Or maybe I put them in the back. Back might not be bad either. It's really easy to move these over once I lift them up. So that's cool. Now I think I'll take the diesel tank off. This is cool because you can get them adjusted and then tighten them down, and they'll be stuck on the rail. And then we can also adjust them to our railing on our roof. To slide this, I want to get it positioned correctly for the 270 swing. Now I kind of have this up here, and we can kind of move it back and forth, if you will, before I kind of lock it down. So I want to figure out the proper spot for the 270. Basically, just go ahead and pop this out. pull it around. This little cord right here, so I gotta go tie that back. Get that going. Right there whacking. So do one of two things. I could push it back. Whoa, what is that? Huh. Interesting. That kind of pushes it. Whoops. That pushes it back a little bit, which might be better. The lighting makes this awesome. And you can just push this down, and it's a lot like those temporary barrier structures. It's just like you give it a twist, kind of anywhere, one little twist, and the pole will kind of stay. So you can lift it up and get the tent higher, which is nice. So now, lifting up my trunk, be weary of everything back here. That's about what I get before I whack the trunk area, which I think is honestly pretty good, because I just barely have to duck down over here. My truck's lifted and everything, obviously, but yeah, it's not too shabby there. This is the little connection for the lights. Pretty cool. They're just quick connects. The USB. I have a USB hookup in the back of my 4Runner. I have this guy that I ran, the Blue Seas. I could charge my cell phone or whatever off this, but yeah, I just kind of run that right here. Just kind of leave that chilling. And then besides that, yeah, this is the whole setup in the back of the car. So this X-Bed, the sleeping mattress, is freaking awesome. It's about, what is this, $200, $300? This mattress? I forget exactly how much this is. Yeah, it was on sale, but dude, highly recommended. It's super comfortable. And then I have these little 4Runner mats that I kind of lay out. And then after that, I kind of put pads down here to level it out. Eventually, I'll do some sort of bed leveling thing in the back, but yeah. And then I have the FinFab rack and volley panels set up in here, which is nice. Let's fold this bad boy up. So you can see right here, you have the adjustment for the back part of the 270. All you gotta do here is just kind of pop up on this. That releases tension on this little bracket, which is pretty cool. And we can pop this off. And this just goes in a little hook here. And I'll put that to the side. With my spare tire rack, this thing it's not really annoying, but it's just a little interesting how I have to do it. Because my tire kind of gets in the way. So I kind of got to do that. Let me spin this up. And then right up here, there's nice little Velcro to hold the legs.
Hello. Yeah, I like your lights. What are those orange lights underneath there?
Yeah, they're part of the canopy. That's a 270 like awning. Right here, and just like kind of touch.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Part of the canopy.
Yeah, they're underneath there. One trick is this has to go forward right there, and then once you get all the bugs out, roll this up, and then you got Velcro, and then the Velcro goes around. Where is it? Not too shabby. And the ease of use, because there's a lot of other ones out there that are way more money, and they're honestly, from what I've seen, I think they're a lot more difficult. I've watched quite a few videos. And then you just do this, put the cover over. So this thing is really awesome. It quickly deploys. You don't have to put out the legs if you don't want to. The legs are good though. Right now there's like zero wind, and you can see the canopy from the top here. Pretty cool. 270. Obviously depending on how the sun is. Right now we're up there, so not the best time for shade, because it kind of shades back on the car, but you just have to angle the car appropriately. But it's a pretty cool spot. Nice beautiful mountains. Gander's having some fun in the water. Good boy.